Lesson 14, Part 4, Deponents. There are a number of verbs in Greek that are always middle in form, even when the action is active. These are called deponent verbs. In the Greek way of thinking, the action is in one's own interest. That's just the nature of the verb. So, for example, if I say I go, I'm not causing someone else to go. I'm the one who is going. Just by nature of the fact that I'm going, it's on my own behalf or in my own interest in the Greek way of thinking. In English, that's just active to us. If a verb is introduced in the vocabulary ending with amai, like all the verbs introduced in the last lesson, then it is a deponent. Remember that regular verbs that are active are introduced in the vocabulary ending in omega. Always translate deponents as active, since that's the best way to express them in English. We consider these verbs to just be regular, everyday, active verbs. So that's the way that we're going to translate them in English because we need to bring them into proper English grammar. So, ap erketai tan theon, he is departing from God. Dechametha agapein, we are receiving love. Kathe mantai ento hiero, they are sitting in the temple. All three of these verbs are deponents, and you can see that we've translated them as active. There's no he is departing for himself or he is being departed. You'll find that a lot of these, it's a little bit difficult to make them into a passive because, of course, when you're looking at it, the form, middle and passive are the same form. So you might have looked at this and thought, oh, well, it's passive. He is being departed. That's sort of weird. We are being received could happen. They are being sat, depending on the situation, maybe. So some of these verbs that are deponent, you could put them in a passive form, but the default thing to do with them is assume that they're deponent. Greek doesn't use them in a passive form. Greek considers them to be middle, but in English, we're always going to translate them as active. Note, we have only learned the middle and passive voices for the present tense so far. So don't translate any of these as past tense. Let me go back to last screen real quick. We don't want to say he was departing from God. That would be wrong. We don't want to say we were receiving or they were sitting. Those are all past. We don't want to do that. We haven't learned that yet. We'll be learning that soon. Summary, deponent verbs are always middle in form, even when the action is active. Always translate these as active.